Hey guys, welcome to Library Unlocked. And can you believe that we are at the end of season one? I still remember just like it was the other day recording with Karina Gilantan Garza, doing my very first episode and trying this out. And I just want to say thank you so much for being on this rocky roller coaster of a podcast library ride with me. It means a lot to have so much support and get so much love. So um, I just want to say I appreciate you for listening and tuning in and supporting Library Unlocked. So this is our final episode for the season. Not sure if you knew or not, but I'm expecting, and my baby's due next month. So I feel like 10 episodes is a good place to stop. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll be able to pick up another season in the fall. But I'm so grateful again, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's all about my experience at the Alabama School Library Association. I'm so grateful to have Miss Katie Rayner, the president-elect of ASLA, on with us for a chat. And I also was able to talk to some incredible guests from Alabama at the conference, including one of my new favorites, Jerry Craft. He's so incredible, and so at the end you'll hear a snippet from him. So again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll be in touch. Hello, everyone. I am so excited to have Miss Katie Rayner here with me today. Katie, say hi to our audience.
Hello.
And guys, if my voice sounds awful, I apologize. I'm sick, so just bear with me, okay? And I'm so grateful for Katie being flexible. We were supposed to record a couple days ago, or was it yesterday? I don't know. My brain. But just, being flexible and able to come on. So thank you, Katie, so much for coming on and being here with us today. So Katie, tell our audience about yourself.
My name is Katie Rayner. I am a librarian at Auburn Junior High School in Auburn, Alabama. We serve grades 8 and 9, and I have about 1,500 students. So it's a pretty big school. And I taught English for 14 years, eighth grade English most of the time before I moved into the library. So I've been in the library since 2018.
The good old ELA, the librarian pipeline.
Love it.
It's just it's a surefire way to get everything you love.
Yes. It has the books. I love teaching research, so all the things I love and, not the things that I did not love, so the piles of papers and the parent
Right.
conferences.
Oh my gosh. That's the best part. And I was we I talked a little bit at the conference. And so I guess to kind of backtrack about how we know each other, we met at FETC
Mhm.
in 2023. That
Yes,
seems so long ago to me.
it does.
Um
It was just last January, like 13 months ago.
that seems like an eternity ago.
I had
But yeah,
terrible
so we met
FOMO this year when I was not at
same.
FETC, and I was seeing all the pictures. It was a great conference.
It was a really great conference. And so, segue into the Alabama School Library Association conference. We met there, and then you asked me to present at your conference this last week in Alabama, and it was amazing. I just wanted to thank you for having me. It was an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful. Met
Well,
some
we
awesome
loved
people.
it. We always like to hear from people who are working in the library. That's always a really popular speaker for the conference. And last year, when we moved our conference to the wintertime, we decided to invite people from neighboring states so that the weather couldn't impact planes. So, that's kind of, I was like, Georgia's doing amazing things. Let's get us a Georgia person.
Well, I'm glad you picked me because I had a great time. And yeah, it was super close, like an hour and a half drive. Me and my mom just went down there and we had a ball. She was talking about how much fun she had at the
Good.
conference. It was a really good conference. Jerry Craft was
Um,
there,
yeah,
and he also went to your school, right?
he did. I did a school visit on Wednesday and then conference Thursday and Friday, and that was a lot.
I bet. I bet it
But it was
was.
worth it. It was so worth it.
I'm actually the Summer Institute chair for Georgia Library Media Association. What was it like planning the state conference for you guys? What were some successes, some challenges? How was that whole process for you? Because I know it can be so stressful.
Yeah, so we had always paired our conference for a long time with one of our ed tech conferences in the summer. So we would do it as a pre-conference kind of thing. But most of our school librarians in Alabama are 9-month employees, and so a lot of people would be traveling in the summer and unable to attend. So we got that feedback and we said, let's move it to winter time, and see if more people can make it. So last year, 2023 was our first winter conference, and we did it in Florence, Alabama, at their regional in-service center, which was great. They were wonderful to work with, but we had to cut off registration because we ran out of space. The place where it was could only hold a certain number of people, and so we said, "Okay, there's a big demand for it. Now we've got to think about facilities and can we fit people?" So it was an interesting year for us. We took a lot of big risks and we said, let's go big and see what we can do. See what we can make happen. And I've been following Georgia and Tennessee's Library Association and like some of the other ones that do great conferences. I mean, I can't even aspire to like Texas and Florida levels because we don't
Ooh.
have that many librarians. But Alabama actually does have a really high rate. We have like 97% of our schools have a librarian, so we do have a good number of librarians here. So we decided to book a bigger venue. It was our first time working with a conference center venue. Um, I really wanted it to be somewhere where people could stay there in that hotel and have surprise interactions with people, like bump into other librarians. And then that turned out great because Jerry Craft ended up just walking around the hotel taking pictures with people. So, like, that was amazing.
Added
There was
value.
room for vendors. Yes, I would hire Jerry to come back and just like hang out. He
Isn't
doesn't
he
even need
so
to give a
fun?
speech. He was
Just be
amazing.
there,
So,
the energy.
yeah. So I think it was really successful. We had 300 people this year. Last year was
Woo!
190. So it was huge growth
Woo!
for us. The feedback was great. People loved Jerry. People loved you. Like, it was pretty awesome.
That's incredible. Geez,
Yeah,
that is some great growth. That's inspiring. We're gonna have to
I
figure out how you
know.
guys did that, but I feel like moving into winter is an awesome idea because yeah, people are on vacation, they want to, travel, and it's like if it's during work time, hey, I can take off work and go, or
Mhm.
get my PD stuff while I'm in the school year. During the summer, I'm kind of unplugged and from that stuff. So
Mhm.
I
And
also
you
liked
can
how you
come
guys,
back and get right into things, like try things out that you
right.
learn about. Like, yeah.
That's another great point. But I was gonna say that I liked you guys had a legislator, I think, came and spoke.
Yeah, and she's on our state school board. So she's not a legislator, but they do consult her a lot. And she's a former
Mm,
librarian, Marie Manning. Wasn't she great? I loved her.
yes. Yeah, she was great. And it was great to see that advocacy piece and that connection between what's going on up top and the school librarians that she cared and that she was, you know, essentially trying to plug you guys in and stay connected. So that was also really, really interesting. I got a lot of great ideas for our conference in Georgia.
Awesome. I think there's nobody better to learn from than each other, you know. That is my favorite thing is getting people together. And when you're a librarian, it's so hard. Even when you do get together, a lot of times you're not in your library. So I'm always trying to bring people together.
Make those connections. Hashtag better
Hmm.
together. But you are the the president elect of ASLA. How did you get so
Hmm.
involved, and what advice do you have for other librarians who want to get involved or are nervous or thinking about it, contemplating? What advice do you have for them?
Yeah. Um, so I got involved by signing up to be on the Ed Camp committee. I guess, I don't know, 5-ish years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And they called me and were like, "So you signed up for the Ed Camp committee, but nobody signed up to be the chair of the committee. So would you be the chair of the committee?" And I was like, okay. And so that was a great introduction to it. But I always tell people to sign up. Like Ed Camp committee is like 6 weeks. And then you're done until next year. My favorite committee to tell people to sign up for is the book awards committee because it's like being in a really awesome book club. You just get on Zoom once a month and talk about books. It's amazing. So I love, like, jump into a committee, whichever one looks good to you. Another great one is the awards committee because then you get to read about what other people are doing in their library that's really awesome. It's so good for ideas. And again, it's like a week of work. You get everyone's nomination forms and you read them and you rank them, and that's pretty much it. So it's not that time consuming, and it puts you into a community of people from around the state. So it's just really interesting to get to know each other. Um, so I did Ed Camp for several years, and then someone kind of Fallon told me that I'd make a good president-elect, and I was like, "Okay, let's do it." I've got ideas, and I really love working with Jennifer Northrup, who's our president this year, and we sat down, like, the evening after conference, we sat down and started making ideas for next year's conference, so we're just really excited about where things are headed.
That's awesome. That partnership is important, and I cannot advocate enough for the awards committee. That's where I started in GLMA, and reading all those applications just helps you get so much better as a writer and with your
Yes,
own
and it's
applications.
inspiring.
Right. And you get all the ideas. Like, oh my God, that's what they're
Yeah.
doing. That's so um. Oh man. So I wanted to know, is there anything else you wanted to share about amazing things happening in Alabama? I already said thank you so much for having me at your conference. It was a great experience. We're having a short chat because after this, we're going to hear from some of the attendees at the conference. So we'll have to have Katie come back next season for a full episode. She deserves. She's our little intro into the episode all about her amazing conference in Alabama. Is there
Yeah,
anything you wanted
I
to add,
only wanna
Katie?
share one thing just for fun. I've noticed there's a trend on your podcast to talk about Amanda Hunt, and I just have to say she's such a celebrity right now. Um,
I'm
I
weak.
was on an
I'm weak.
ASL standards focus group Tuesday night, and she was taking notes, and I was like, "This is cracking me up right now." Um I was like, "I can't believe she's taking notes on what I'm talking about in a meeting on Zoom for standards, library standards." So that's my Amanda Hunt story.
Oh man. Oh man. Okay. So the
Um,
next gen librarian, your Amanda,
you're
your
out
streak
there.
is
Thank you.
continued. Your streak has not ended yet.
Um,
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's so funny. And
yeah,
oh,
I
and
just
what else
had
we
to
do every
share it.
episode, in addition to talking about how much we love Amanda, is we always ask, "What are you reading?" I'm weak.
So I finished reading The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins yesterday. She actually lives here in Auburn, Alabama, so she's a local author for us. But if you are like going on a plane ride or looking for a pool book, her books are fantastic. She used to be a YA person and now she writes these adult thriller mysteries. So her new one, The Heiress, really good. And I just started listening today to The Eyes and the Impossible by Dave Eggers. Everyone's been talking about how great the audiobook is with the narration by Ethan Hawke. And so it is really delightful so far. Growing up, I
He
loved
just
like an
won.
animal story.
He just won the award, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
won.
have to hear that too.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
really
so
into the
great
animal
so
books,
far.
but we'll give it a try. Because you know what?
He's
I didn't
funny.
think that I was gonna be into a Rover story. I was like, a Rover? What? But it was so
Yes, that
good.
was
So
so
I'm gonna give this
good.
dog book a shot too.
Go for it.
Katie, thank you so much. Where can our listeners find you and connect?
I am now most active on Instagram at katie.rayner. I am still on the app formerly known as Twitter, but not doing as much posting on there.
Me either, to be honest. um, I'm trying to get my
And
TikTok together.
yeah, I see you posted the ASLA socials. ASLA's on all, it's on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. And we have some great social media folks. So give it a follow as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Katie. All right, guys, you stay tuned for some more interviews from the conference.
I'm here with the loud librarian, Kat Baxter.
Hey y'all, hey.
It's so nice to meet you in person because well, we already met actually.
Yes,
We
in
met at
Tampa.
yes in
Yes,
Florida, and it
at
was much
ASLA.
hotter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But anyways, so tell us about what you're passionate about, Kat.
I am passionate about library joy. Absolutely,
I can feel that.
unequivocally. Like, the library is a happy place. It has to be.
How do you make that happen?
I am happy. And if I'm happy, my kids come in and they're happy. And if they're not happy, I'm going to be as silly as I can, as loving as I can. I'm going to hug you until you smile. So you might as well just smile. I'm going to love on you. And my library is going to be the safest place in the school as far as I'm concerned.
I love that. What advice do you have for librarians who want to bring more joy into their space? I guess it starts with you.
Be authentically you. Be goofy. Be happy. Be weird. Be whatever you are. And the kids will be on board. The weirder you are, the funnier you are, the crazier you are, they're going to love you. So just be you. Because kids can tell when you're faking the funk and you're just being nice around them and around other people to them. Oh, they know. Oh, they know. But just love them. And it's fine.
This is resonating with me because I'm pregnant and my hormones I haven't been the nicest. So I feel this and I'm going to be happier.
Be happier. It's okay though. You got a whole tiny human inside of you. So
Show me some grace, right?
exactly.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Not a problem. Thank you.
All right, we're here with the artsy librarian. Tell our listeners your name, what school you're at, your level, and your favorite library program.
Hi, thank you for having me on. My name is Anna Ryan. I am a high school librarian at Muscle Shoals High School. It's a 9 through 12. Those are the students I have. It's about 900 students that we have in our building. Programs I like, really everything I try to do is my students are my customers. So I look at more of like a business side of it, looking at even like bookstores, get inspiration from places like that. Like, what do they do? How do they get people in? So I try to do that with my students. So everything I do is like, hearing what they want, making them the center of my library. We just did a student maker market this past Christmas. And so honest, I was so nervous. I was like, this is going to fail. This is going to be awful, but I'm doing it anyway. So all of my vendors were our students. I told them about it first of the semester. So they were busy all semester creating, getting ready. We have some students who have their own business, so it gave them a time to shine. We have students who, are just starting out, just wanting a creative outlet. So that's what we did. So every vendor was a student, and we had like admission, like $1 to get in, and that went to the library. But we sold hot chocolate. We had students who baked. We had students who painted. We had a student who has a candle business. So it was just a great opportunity for them. And it was right before Christmas, so people got Christmas shopping done. So yeah, and just as far as just day to day, again, just anything to do with the student, giving them the space. It's their library, so make it for them.
I love that, Anna. That's so cool. So when did they have time to come in and make their crafts? Did they do that with you or at home?
It was all on their own. They would come to me, if they had a problem or, like, I want to talk through this, or what do you think would sell? So I was there for them then, but yeah, it was all on their own. We had some of the other classes. We have a business class. Some of them got involved with that. It was like the whole budgeting and, how much do I need to put into this? Well, I've spent this much on the product, so how much do I need to sell it for? Also got our art teacher involved, and he helped some of them. So, it was kind of like a whole school program.
That is so cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Try this out. Introduce yourselves to our listeners.
Hi, my name is Christina Norman, and I am the coordinator of textbooks and library media for Birmingham City Schools in Birmingham, Alabama.
So, Dr. Norman, what are you passionate about in libraries?
So one of the things that I'm passionate about is making sure that all of our students are represented in the books that are in our school libraries. We want to make sure that there are things that they actually can walk into the library and see themselves in a book, or see themselves in an ebook or an audio book, to make sure that that's something that they're interested in. Also, we have to listen to our students to build our collection. We can have tons of resources, but if it's not what a student wants to read or look at, then it's just sitting there collecting dust. So we have to make sure that everything that we do in the library is based on our students and also our teachers, because we want to make sure that we're supporting the curricula in our schools.
What would you say to a librarian who wants to add new books but doesn't know where to start?
So the first place you should start is weeding, because you have to weed out your collection to actually see what you have. You can't see a clear path if you're in the jungle. So you have to make sure that you start by weeding. I tell my librarians all the time, you've got to weed. And then they say, well, we may not have any books. I say, well, you know what? If your administrator sees that you don't have books, then they're more likely to give you funding. So weeding is the very first step that you do in anything that you do, to make sure that those books that are musty, that might have dust mites, that are warped because they've been there for so long because of the humidity in the library, we want to make sure that we get those out of the collection. And I always tell them, if it's something that you don't want at your house, then make sure that it's not in your library to get to somebody else's house.
Thank you so much, Dr. Christina.
You're welcome.
I'm here at ASLA with the amazing Dr. Pam Moore. Tell us about getting involved and why that's important.
It is so important to be involved in your library associations. You build your network that way. It's a grand opportunity to meet new people, to learn new things, and just for your professional growth. Library associations are so important, and there's always a place for an extra set of hands, for you to develop your leadership skills, for you to bring in fresh ideas. It's a great place and an opportunity for anyone who'd like to be involved.
Do you have advice for someone new and kind of doesn't know how to get involved or where to start, what they should do?
Volunteer for something. I know that sounds kind of hard if you're new, but once you start to get in and do work, you'll meet people. If you're willing to do some things, whether it's taking pictures, whether it's posting information, whether it's just sharing what you do, if you're willing to step out, there's definitely people to support you on the journey. So step out first, and they'll be there to support you, to encourage you, and to help you build your confidence.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Julia Morrobel. That's your last name, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Ooh, I'm impressed. Now, I heard that you have an amazing association within your district. Can you talk about that? Because I'm fascinated, honestly.
Yes. So we, as far as we can tell, at least over 20 years, have had our own district library association. So there are over 40 librarians in my district. And so we run like a state or national organization would. We have a president, a vice president who becomes the president elect, a secretary, and a treasurer. And it's their job to plan the programming, to lead the meetings. We have our own constitution. We just rewrote our library standards book, and we're hoping to get that through our board. So we run like a professional organization because we want our district to see us as professionals.
Wow, that's so cool. So are there dues though?
There are dues. But they're $15.
Okay, we can manage that. We can do that.
And they go towards, we buy retirement gifts. If we do a book study, we do it like every so many years. And so if we need a little extra money for books, we use it for that.
That's wonderful. So what are some things that your association does?
So it's in our bylaws. We meet twice a semester. So we always meet at the beginning of the school year because, half of us are the tech people too. So we talk about what's coming in the school year, what we can do to expect. And we usually kind of have like some motivation to like, this year is going to be awesome. Here's some things we can do to make it even better. And then we meet again closer to December to kind of just touch base and see where we're at. And then again in the spring, and then we always have our last meeting before testing kicks into high gear, and we learn about what we need to do for end of year. How important is inventory going to be this year, what we need to do about computers, what we can do to make it through the last 6 weeks.
That's so cool, Julia. So before I let you go, can you tell our listeners where they can find you and connect?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and on TikTok at Your Teen Librarian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I found a technology coach at the library conference. I'm here with
Allie Schultz.
Allie, tell us about how you support school librarians, because you're kind of incognito.
Yes. I didn't want to tell anybody that I'm not actually a librarian at the library conference. I didn't want to get thrown out. It's such an exclusive club.
It is. It really is.
But yeah, so I work for a school district of about 43 schools, K-12, and I am a technology coach. So I provide services to all the staff across the district in technology integration. Also, I'm really big into STEAM integration, digital literacy, digital citizenship. So a lot of things that our librarians can do, but I try to support them as well in helping make those connections with their classroom teachers and build collaboration throughout their school to best support their students. So I do everything from coaching the teachers to providing professional training to modeling teaching strategies in the classroom.
I think that's so awesome too, because I feel like media specialists and technology coaches can kind of be, butting heads. Or like, this is my lane. No, this is my lane. How have you kind of navigated, showing that you're support and not at odds with those school librarians?
Sometimes it's just a matter of going to the librarian and asking them for some help or a favor. Sometimes I just need a place to crash when I'm in their building. And that's kind of how it starts. And then I hear conversations with teachers about, this has been a problem. And I just kind of say, I might be able to help. And before you know it, it's been really great working with the librarians in my district. We have a very good working relationship. And we talk to each other all the time about this and that. And they ask me about purchasing, like for STEAM materials. And I ask them about, things related to cataloging and book selection. And so it's a really great working relationship that I have with them.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Allie, for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming to our conference.
I'm here with, you won't believe this, guys. I'm here with Jerry Kraft. Oh my gosh. Jerry?
Oh my God, I'm here with Lauren Mobley.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, they do believe that, actually. But so, Jerry, we were at the Alabama conference. Tell us about your experience here. How amazing these Alabama school librarians are.
It was amazing to be your opening act and get everyone warmed up for you. So I did the keynote yesterday. No pressure. You did the high pressure keynote this morning and did a great job. And it's great because there is nothing like that librarian love. When you are in the office, it's one thing, like I did a couple school visits and the kids were bouncing around and happy and all that, but you magnify that 100 times, and that's what librarians give you. So when I'm in my studio drawing for 14 hours a day and by myself, and I come here, it is like, wow. They always say that authors are their rock stars, and they sure treat us like it.
Definitely. I know I've been fangirling. You're amazing.
Well, thank
It's such
you.
an honor to meet you, and we had dinner last night because we're friends now, I guess.
We're besties, yeah. Yeah. And then the love that you gave to so many other authors, Angie Thomas and my friend Tori Maldonado and Nick Stone. So I took pictures and sent them to you. So they all said thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jerry, for that. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Anything you want to say to school librarians before I let you go?
Well, I appreciate you all. I am working on a new 3-book series. Has nothing to do with New Kid. There's a New Kid movie in the works. So all kinds of things. So I'm going to continue to do middle grade, the stuff that I love, capturing the humor and the innocence of kids. And I appreciate the support.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Okay, thank you.
That's a wrap, guys. We did it. I want to say again, thank you. And I know I give a lot of gratitude, but that's just how I am. I want people to know that I appreciate them. So thank you so much to this episode's guest, all of this season's guests. Thank you for listening so much. And if you haven't already, please leave a review so that Library Unlocked can continue to grow and to reach a wider audience. I really started this podcast with the idea to try to connect librarians and promote diversity in librarianship. So thank you again for listening and supporting this journey. If you would leave a review, that'd be great. Let me know and I will send you a podcast sticker because let me tell you, they're super duper cute and I got a lot. So hit me up and I am glad to share them with you. You can always find me online on Instagram, Twitter at Mobley in the Mix. Again, I'm trying to get on TikTok. That's slow to grow, but anyways, we'll see. So thanks again. Have a great year. Thanks, guys. Bye.